Hello there, and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. It's a review and the hoodoo of the curse of the change kit has been broken. Leeds United ran out 2-0 winners at Ewood Park on Saturday lunchtime. What a result in our fruit salad kit, the pink and yellow, the first time Leeds have won in a changed kit since May 2022, that fateful day at Brentford. But yeah, fantastic result. Wasn't the best performance, but we'll talk about it here now. So yeah, we're unchanged for the third time running, for the third game running. It's a third win in a row. So the team that Daniel Farke selected doing a good job, lads. So yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I've seen a lot of people say it was a cruise, this and the other. It was anything but a cruise on a cruise to perhaps the Caribbean. It was not that, was it at all? It was a slog. It was a Saturday slog at Blackburn. It really was. I didn't think we started well at all. I thought Blackburn had the better of the opening exchanges without really troubling us, but corner kicks, they had a succession of a few corner kicks in a row, and you never know from corner kicks. I really don't feel comfortable with Elan Melier in the goal. Can't seem to catch the ball. I don't know if he can catch the ball. He just always seems to elect to punch it, doesn't he? I don't know why, but it's a frustrating thing to see because it can go anywhere from there. But we got a bit. I don't think we really looked in any danger, but I think there was always in the back of your mind like they do look a little bit like they might score from one of these corners, or for me they had too much space on the ball in the first half, especially way too much space on the ball in the opening exchanges of the second half as well. But centre midfield players, Ampadu and Kamara, as good as they've been this season, I thought got worse as the game got on and didn't start well in the first place. Particularly Glenn Kamara, awful game I thought, and awful. Just couldn't seem to control the ball properly. Struggled with passing it. Simple passes to our players, kept going stray passes that were picked up by Blackburn players. It just wasn't a good day for Glenn. I'm a massive fan of Glenn, but it just wasn't a good day for him. Ampadu was the same, really. Next to him, lots and lots of space. We've seen it's been a theme of Leeds United games over the last few, especially the Swansea game and that one on Saturday. The opposition seemed to be able to cut through us a bit easier than they were at the start of the season, and I don't know why. I thought Fark again, like he seemed to do against Swansea at home as well a few weeks ago, tightened it up at half time, and we got better as the game kind of went on. But it wasn't fabulous football from Leeds United. But we go 1-0 up. 1-0 up. It's a kind of good defending initially from Byram, who heads the ball away, breaks to Jorginho, and a special mention to those Blackburn fans who cheered as he kind of tried a trick, and it didn't come off. He got that bit of luck. He beat their defender, spreads the play out to James on the right hand side, who takes a touch and fires it in. I knew it was in as soon as he hit it. That you could just see it sort of arrowing into the bottom corner. Then and it did. We go 1-0 up on what was it, 20-25 minutes, was it? Something like that. And yeah, you've got to say it was probably against the run of play. Jorginho had missed an absolute sitter before that, hadn't he? And the old Perot as well, who was, came close from a deflected free kick. But Jorginho Ruta should be putting us 1-0 up. Ball gets, they get dispossessed right at the back. They're trying to play it out from the back. Chris Somerville reads it, you know, grabs gets the ball off their lad in defence, stabs the ball to Jorginho, and he tries that chip, doesn't he? It's great if it comes off, but mate, we're 1-0, we're 0-0. Just get the first goal. You could do that when you're 2-3, 4-0 up maybe, but not when it's 0-0. You just get the first goal, and then you can maybe settle it down and maybe showboat a little bit if you want to when we get further ahead, if we do that. But obviously we did eventually, but it's not the time or the place to do that, is it? 0-0. away from home, you just put your foot through it and make sure it gets in, it hits the net. But he didn't. I'm sure Fark must have had a little word with him about that. Just slam it in the goal. There's no need to chip it, is there? But he obviously felt the need to. Went quite way wide in the end, but that was that was before we went 1-0 up. And a special mention to Yul Perot and his partner, of course, who have given birth. Well, she's given birth to their young child born a couple of weeks ago now. I think it was a Rotherham the game after the few days after the Rotherham match. So a big shout to him. Um, and his partner. Congratulations to them. But Yul Perot, just while we're on him, was a ghost again. Might as well have been a hologram. Maybe those old sleepless nights are getting to him. I don't know, but he just seemed like a real hologram. To be fair, on uh, on Saturday, might as well have not been in the game the whole game as well. I don't know if he did. I think he got whipped off near the end, but yeah, it wasn't a good game again from him. Um, and then you go into the second half. We're 1-0 up. We're kind of lucky to be at that stage, really, because Blackburn were carving us open a little bit. We kept Semi Smodics relatively quiet in the end, but there is opportunity for them. I think it's he whips over a cross. I think it's Leonard who was offside, but I mean Melier makes a comfortable save, but he should be putting it in the goal even if he is offside. And I felt Leeds United were taking a little bit, few chances at the back, really. Then it gets to the second half. We come out unchanged again. And I think Blackburn really went at us as they did at the opening exchanges of the first half. The second half was the same, straight at us. Again, for my liking, afforded way too much space. But they weren't really, really, again, they weren't really hurting us. Had a succession of corner kicks, who again, you just hoping we can see it out. And again, Eli Melier punches the ball when it would seem easier to catch it. But that's the way the kind of early knockers of the second half went. They were absolutely adamant that they had a penalty, a strong penalty that should have been given. No chance. I mean, the lads. I mean, anybody else had to suffer through the Blackburn Rovers commentary on Saturday on their stream. Let me know in the comments there below. But I did, and it was frustrating because obviously the pro Blackburn Rovers, aren't they? As Bryn and Tony are on LUTV, but I feel like they're a little bit more unbiased than these. But Blackburn fans were just every decision that was made, they seemed to turn it into some way that Leeds United were in the wrong, and they're absolutely adamant that this was a penalty. I mean, you might be right in the Premier League. Maybe last season you might have got that because his hand was like literally it did hit his hand, but you tell me how he could get that out of the way quick enough to for them to give a penalty. I don't know. I mean, like I said, maybe a couple of years ago, last season, a couple of years ago in the Premier League, he might have got it, but nah, not there. And then again, I heard some Blackburn fans crying about that other penalty where I think the lad just basically feels, I don't know who it is, put his hands on his body basically, and then he just falls to the floor. Again, it's not a penalty, but what can you do? They're obviously frustrated. They could have had something there, but they weren't good enough in the final third. Blackburn they had enough of the ball to create chances. They just didn't do it. They didn't do it in any way good enough. And what happens when you don't put away you possession and put away your chances? Well, you get caught in the counter attack, and this is what happened. Byram and um, who'd come off at that point, but Byram and Gray, I think initially in the first half, did struggle to get to grips with them. But Archie Gray then makes up for it by doing a 1-2 halfway up the pitch with Jorginho Ruta. He pops it off to Somerville, and Somerville lifts the ball over the goalkeeper. Doesn't come off the keeper, but doesn't stop the ball going in the net. He slides off to the Leeds United fans behind that goal in absolute ecstasy. 7,000 plus of them there at Ewood on Saturday. Into the crowd, straight into the crowd. You see Archie Gray saying, "Yeah, you see that ball that that bit of play I did for you to get that goal, And Jed Spencer come on at that stage. I thought he looked pretty tidy, looking like he'll probably start on Tuesday against Sunderland. And then, yeah, and Willie Gnonto, big shout to Willie because I think he changed up the tempo when it just looked like Blackburn might be getting a little bit of a foothold in the game. When he came on, I felt the momentum swing a little bit more in Leeds United's favour. He came close as well. A good save from their goalkeeper onto the bar. Denied him his second. He's only got one so far this season, as Willie would have been his second. But we win the game anyway. We share the goals out, don't we, as we always do. And it's another win for Leeds United. Fruit salad. Have a have a pack of fruit salad in celebration. And Daniel Farton, he said, have a few beers in celebration. He said, hopefully the fans will be in good voices. I'm sure they will be at the Stadium of Light tomorrow night as of recording. He said, have a few beers as well. That always helps with your loud voices. Good lad, isn't he? Daniel likes his beer by the sound of it as well. But thank you very much for watching. Drop me a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to and you enjoy it. Thanks a lot. Leave your comments below. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.